And we're back with Hair Wings and the Passing Show. This is just a little bit of who, what, when, and where. Washington D.C. to your host, Hal Gill. Once again, so we have already a couple of folks joining us and making our way going across here and head up Florida Avenue. No particular destination in mind. Just getting a little exercise before having to get ready to go down into Virginia for a thing my wife signed us up for on retirement. And, end of life stuff is on the mind. I posted a little bit about leaving a mark, and it's a thought. Subtitle was Can We Live with Ourselves? Capital S. And the self is unitary, non dual, both and. So good and evil mixed liberally together, the black and the white, the black in the white in the black. And a lovely little Ouroboros of consciousness. I didn't understand that initially when I was first encountered it. I thought this was silly, but apparently it's meaningful to a lot of people who spend their time thinking about such things. I think about acorns a lot now because there's just a whole bunch of them scattered around because it's fall and the acorns themselves have fallen. Each one has the potential to turn into an oak tree. Potential, not necessarily they're going to do it, but you get the idea. One thing leads to another. There's the macrocosm, there's the microcosm. What's down at the depths of the onion when you take off the layers? Nothing. And that's on my mind. And nothing that really matters a great deal. It is the substrate out of which everything emerges and back into which everything tends to fall. When all is said and done, the consciousness. The consciousness is fundamental has been a thought that our physicists have been toying with lately. A very interesting trajectory. Could be different, could have been different, and was different up until a point. But as we have been doing this time binding activity, which I talked about earlier, where we can lock up and transmit knowledge into the future for future generations to pick up on, we end up with things like, these docking stations for the bicycles, Capital Bike Share. It's like all of them are out there. Lime scooters. I don't use these things. I could, just never bothered taking the time to figure it out. And that's been a lot of what I'm experiencing is that I've taken very little time to figure out what I'm seeing as I move along in the passing show. If you're with me still, thank you for joining. It's good to have company as I move along through the passing show. It looks like we have 7 logged in. And Alexei Zaitsev says private. I don't know what that means. Privet hedge? Don't know. Anyway, it's all good. Got a good bit of power, it looks like. What do I got? 96%. So this could be a fairly long segment of the passing show, depending. I'm really not sure where I'm going or what I'm doing, where I'm planning to end up. But I am walking. I've got a couple of ideas. This section of the traveling is not all that interesting, I must admit. so I can get across. That's strange. Countdown is with me. Mm. We're at Florida Avenue and 19th Street. I was thinking about putting out my writings to other people, but the writing today, leaving a mark, it's bouncing, bouncing thing. Really looped in that idea from Dorian Gray that all influence is immoral, and that self-realization, self-actualization is really the goal of human life. It's a quotation from a character named Lord Henry, who was speaking to Dorian Gray, and the picture of Dorian Gray. And I found in looking for the clip a little musical thing by a band called The Fullness. Very interesting. Think of immorality. And what does it mean? What does anything mean as we move from dawn to dusk, carry it around in a body of an animal that needs its own things taken care of? Semi-conscious most of the time. It's hard to be fully conscious in the moment, aware and awake. Every little thing that we might do and how it's interrelated with everything else. I know that you all out there, you may be watching and listening or doing things in your own lives, just breathing in and out, just being, makes an impact, leaves a mark. And as I've said many times, if we would be conscious of how our actions influence everything else, we could potentially leverage things and have influences immoral. So what? Now what? Every cent spent is a vote. We are Homo economicus anymore. And that means that we are driving this universe through our choices that we're making of what to do and when to do it. I'm actually not carrying my wallet, I just realized, or keys, just walking, phone. And yeah, I'm going to go down this way, and then we're going to see where we end up. Think once I've crossed this street, I might just continue down, cut across on T. Because why not? And why? 6 of one, half a dozen another, really. We are on 18th Street, which if I went the other way would run us up into Adams Morgan and uphill a fair amount. So I'm going downhill. I'm taking the path of least resistance. Might take Willard Street instead, because I can. It's interesting to look at the architecture of the place. Irv Behavioral Health is there. Be able to focus on any one thing. Huh. Orbit's is well closed up. That was a weed store, I think. And now, what else have we got on Willard here? Number of row houses. Look at how junky that is back there. I don't know. I'm running out of things to talk about. And maybe it isn't necessary to fill every second. We can just observe how to write a killer LinkedIn profile. Second edition. Great controversy. Bestseller. See when this was done. Updated for 2019. See mistakes to avoid. I probably have done all those mistakes. Yeah. Trying to see when it was published. 2012 to 2019. So there you go. How to write killer LinkedIn profile. As of 2019. Paris was yesterday. Bennett Flanner. Letters from Paris. Pieces in this collection are drawn together. They give an incomparable view of French political, social, and cultural life in the years between. Electrifying the view of Josephine Baker and the evacuation of Paris and the outbreak of the war. Flanner writes, equal eloquence. It's very interesting. It's tempting. Tempting to pick it up. But I'm doubtful that I'll actually read it. 1972. But many of the things were published from 1925 to 1939. The material in the volume has been selected mainly from Janet Flanner's fortnightly letter from Paris in the New Yorker, which started transmitting in October 1925, signed and is now with her nom de correspondance, Janet. The period covered. Several chapters also been included. Original text has been slightly amended here and there to clarify topical allusions, otherwise lost in time. Removed by memory, Janet Flanner has made occasional additional comments, which are set within brackets. It's a very interesting book. I'll put that up top so people can see it. Oh, Arnold Sadler. Mein Hund, meine Sau, mein Leben. Mann mit einem Nachwort von Martin Walser, Sir Taschenbuch. This little passion story tells of Kinderheitsverlusten, den Verlust zum Zukunftsaussichten und Freunden vom Elend auf dem Lande und wie ein angehender Theologe diesem zu entgehen versucht und scheitert. Wenn mir ein Buch gefällt, denke ich beim Lesen öfter, dass ich das gern geschrieben hätte. Tatsächlich ist das doch vom Anfang an die wichtigste und schönste Werke eines Buches, das wir beim Lesen empfinden. Wir lesen gar nicht mehr in einem anderen Leben, sondern im eigenen. Arnold Stadler. Take a look at him someday. I don't know. I just know how things seem to me. Beautiful gourds out there decorating green leafy streets of Willard between U and T. And onward. I don't know where I'm going to end up. I don't know how long it's going to go. Is anybody talking? Anthony Peake wrote 10 esoteric books and interviewed 300 esoteric people of merit. I thought you Similar person, he wrote Philip K. Dick autobiography. Okay, good. I do like Philip K. Dick. It's hello in Russian. Ah, okay. That is hello in Russian. Well, thank you. I spent a lot of time with folks from Russia when I was in the University of Pittsburgh. I enjoyed that. We had a little thing we called the German Slav happy hour because it was just the irony of getting Germans and Russians together to have a few beers. You know, and the conflicts that have marked our century really do jump out at me. And a lot of them had to do, it seems to me, with the industrialization and the or mechanizing and automation of industry and the outputs of industry, of course, to use force on others with weaponry, boys and toys. It's a terrible thing. I don't know. I just know how things seem to me. And it seems to me we must do better. Don't you never say never? 'Cause it don't mean a thing. Gotta bring us together like beads on one string. That's what I was working with Sonny this morning. Beads on one string was the focus, but I didn't get there till late. It's it's something, This can't go on. This can't go on forever. This war in the ring. Gotta bring us together like beads on one string. That was the idea. This can't go on forever. Yeah. So here we are at 17th Street. Gonna make the crossing. Here, I really don't know where we're going to end up. Thank you for filling me in on who Anthony Peake is that you were asking about yesterday. I guess it's obvious that I have a predilection for Dick, Philip K. Dick, and what he has in mind as he was going through the experience of 2374. We are all in some sort of transformative state, rate of change accelerating, technology enabling everything you see. Pigeons in flight, adapting to life among people. Good sized flock just flew over. Forever young. It's all in what you want to focus on. And apparently, a lot of people want to focus on a number of things. Method room. Got 2 weeks of method room classes available to me that I ought to take advantage of when I get fit enough to do it. I saw the flock again. Oh, there they come back. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. I love to see how things evolve. A lot of people are tethered to their computers, working for a paycheck. Other people, not so much. I don't know. I'm taking myself through a passage that may or may not be a wise decision, but I'm doing what I can with what I have. And I'm trying to get myself aligned, to something better, something more. Be be wonderful. I've got more paid subscribers, but I'm not going to beat that dead horse here. That was a fun play. When and I saw it. It's an old poster because the show's been over since September 7th. But I took Lynn to see it before her birthday. As a birthday present. Those tickets were not cheap. I didn't bother telling her what they were, but man, seeing a play these days, I understand, it's expensive. But it left me with a number of different qualms. Let's put it that way. Can go on forward. Really ran that light. Charged right through there, carrying oxygen. Georgetown University's Capitol campus. There's so many young people coming up, studying, learning, trying to retool myself and learn, and interviewing people, right? That's been a big part of it. Need to get some other people in there with me, slugging, working on things together. I don't know. Just know how it seems to me. And I don't know. Joint custody, vintage and vinyl. They buy, sell, and trade 12 to 8 every day. A little bit of everything here. On the side streets, looking at the traffic. Lots of people moving dawn to dusk. And back again. Cycling over and over. And I don't know. This passing show. That's how things seem to me. Could be wrong. Yeah, I could be wrong. Help each other out here. Am I talking? Not really. Oh well. Just a little bit of raw documentation, primary documentation of who, what, when, and where here in Washington, D.C. is designed only to capture something of what was happening here and now during this time period in history, right before whatever is happening next. And perhaps we'll be able to see what caused it. The it that I'm referring to may be some calamity, something that causes everything to come to a halt, some uprising from within our species to say, thus far and no further. And we start cleaning things up, start tuning ourselves to be better ancestors. That's been on my mind a good bit. To be a good ancestor, what does it take? And if you look at the different threads that just course through everything, the metadata I'm grabbing up here can be processed for, say, supply chain. What does it go into keeping this Sunoco station open? Sunoco, right? What are the interrelated systems that sustain it? Could they be made more effective and efficient to affect the greater good of the greatest number? And that's the aim. Also, for all species, not just our own. They say, that if they build it, artificial superintelligence or other things of that type, that everyone will die. And life itself will be destroyed. The planet will be eaten by our technology, run amok. It's possible. The gray goose scenario. We need to guard against that and make sure that it doesn't convert every spare resource into itself, and that it, whatever it is, treats us as though we're important, along with all the other species which we share the earth with. Now, thing is, I think we have to start to think about whether extinction is necessarily a healthy part of any planet. Well, this is the only planet we know, and we have had multiple extinction events. Most species that have ever existed no longer do. But life will out, it appears. It appears. Yet we know the Earth itself now, I think it's pretty well developed, will become uninhabitable, the atmosphere unbreathable. At some point, microbial life will be all that's left. But maybe technological life will transcend it all. I was talking about how, the Voyager probe, two of them, Pioneer probes, and then New Horizons, all on journeys outside of the solar system. Unlikely, statistically, to encounter anything for the survival of their mechanisms. I think it's projected that eventually there's proton decay until just electrons remain. The electron apparently is the one thing that is eternal, if I understand my particle physics correctly. And I don't know, man. The negative energy, positrons, electrons, mutually annihilate when they encounter each other. They wanted space release. They were outside of what used to be Twins Jazz. Then it became Supreme Terpene, and I think that's closed. So I'm not sure what's upstairs anymore. Like some cleaning products are on the stairs going up. And what else? Highlight, 4 floors, 5 bars, and a rooftop. Alchemist. Cocktails. Alcoholic beverage licenses. Bang. Game on. Hey, it's the best events. Anyway, get the idea. As I'm walking and talking about things, I don't know what they are. We're at 78%. Good to have 15 of you along for the ride. Passing show is just a little bit of who, what, when, and where. Primary documentation. Huh, interesting. A whole bunch of scooters being hauled somewhere. We don't know what's going on. So primary documentation for storage for the future is one of the ideas I have. Like to amplify the signal that every cent spent is a vote for the world we are co-creating. And it looks like we've got some police activity. Over here, an ambulance is in place. I'm gonna draw up on whatever is happening. Hope everybody's all right. It's not uncommon for folks to have difficulties out here on the streets of DC. Censorship is the authoritarian's dream. Trump's chief censor, Brendan Carr. Mm. And, we are exercising our free speech here. I am. I do think we have the power to do things, but whether we'll be conscious enough to do them or whether we'll be just absorbed in our bread and circuses, it's another matter. I think we've always had the power, and those people who have an interest in power will seize up the tools they need to try to link everything together and maintain their power. And I think that that's what we're in danger of experiencing is the different AI companies buy up land, produce data centers. I was looking at what's being produced in the border of Tennessee right now and how it's been engineered to pull in wastewater and filter it to cool the servers that are making up the plant at Colossus 2. We've got a Colossus 1 server farm, now Colossus 2 being built on the border between Mississippi and Tennessee. And, we got to keep an eye on things. A lot of it happening. You remember mountaintop removal and get at the coal seams and West by God, Virginia, and the moonscape it has created. Just go onto Google Earth and you can see it. Zoom in on it. The West Pacific Gyre, big floating mass of waste. They have the National Guard deployed, heralded anyway. Invasive species, spotted lanternfly, and bloated fascist guy. Oh, ultimate TC. Well, there you go. I don't know how great the effectiveness of these kind of protests are, but they seem to be ongoing. Look at the plastics there. Just think of it. All these plastics. Decorations for Halloween. This can't go on forever. This war in the ring. Gotta bring 'em together like beads on one string. I was watching a little bit of the movie Tommy, in which Tommy breaks through the mirror, becomes free, and then there's the tune "I'm a Sensation." From afar you'll see me, a new vibration. But you feel me coming, a new vibration. From afar you'll see me, I'm a sensation. And yeah, I don't know. The I am residing within each of us is the sensation. You should seize the power of I am here now and remember that you're alive. You can turn this ship the way you want to go if you just act as a trim tab on society. Haven't talked about trim tab in a while, but it's a message from Jeff Bridges that he gave to the Golden Globes ceremony when he was awarded the Cecil B. DeMille Award. And he was citing the influence of Bucky Fuller on his life and the universe and everything. And he's not wrong. Fuller said, call me trim tab. Just one person. But by doing the things he did, he could steer society in a different direction. Whether he was effective in doing that or not is another debatable thing. But he said, if we turn our productivity from weaponry into livingry, we can really transform this world. If we could program our systems to focus on livingry versus weaponry, because they'll certainly focus on weaponry if that's what we want them to do, and on how to destroy people more efficiently and effectively. Think about the industrialization of death in Auschwitz, for instance, and Dachau, and just how efficient and effective that was. It's just the tip of the iceberg, folks. When you look at the kind of death and destruction that's been rained on humanity from the time of 9/11, 2001, coming up on or just past the 24th anniversary of those events, coming up on 25 years, a quarter century of the war on terror, which we've tried to dominate other countries and wrought untold destruction on so many. My point being that we did not have to go that way. We made choices. Collectively, everybody participated at some level. Some of us were powerless and ended up being destroyed. Others of us just like, glad it's not me. Head down, keep moving. And even if you keep moving, you're tracked, constantly tracked. Google servers are soaking up my location, for instance. If I walk along, I'll be able to see exactly where I walked, when I was there. All these little bits of information are part of what's being streamed. And Substack's got a fair amount. And we're on AWS clusters. That's why we had an outage yesterday. Yeah. And on it goes. It's just huge amounts of data, heat being consumed and instantiated and stored. I wanted to add my own bits to that, reminding us all that this is our creation. It's not just any one individual. That's the problem, if it's a problem. There's also just not just one individual that's to be credited with all of this, unless you want to buy into and, like should I say, distribute that power or allocate it to actually delegate it to a deity. Blame them. That was that thing in Auschwitz where one of our good old survivors or even victims of the Holocaust wrote on the walls, "If there is a God, he shall have to beg my forgiveness." Don't know. I tend to think of myself as a witness to it all. I don't want to judge. I don't think I'm qualified, but I can tell you what I see and my perspective, and that we all have a part to play. And some of us are playing it well. Others of us are, well, I don't know. Who's going to judge? All of us are playing our parts. It's all a big play. Nothing is really so serious, is it? Some sort of absurdist, pointless, chaotic situation. Is chaos bad? Or is it just the source of all apparent order? I don't know. I just know it seems to me, I could be wrong. It's been good to muse about this for a while with y'all. We're at 71% power, it looks like. So how awake and aware can we be? New York City, USA. United States of America. What a promise it had when it started out, overthrowing the chains of monarchy George III and his reign over England. Now we have Charles III on the throne, William V in the wings. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to turn out. We'll see. It is astonishing how things have unfolded. Didn't have to be that way. Could have gone a different direction. Learning reminder, it's almost 2:00. Could that be right? 1:30. Okay. So on we go. Beautiful zinnias there. Continuing to move around. It is fall. It is the 21st, I believe, of October, if I'm not mistaken. 2025. It's when? Is it the 22nd? I'm confused. I'm off confused. And that's why I say I don't know. I just know how things seem to me. Been talking a lot with folks about artificial intelligence, about what it's capable of, about how to use it and do things with it. I'll kind of wonder what is being done with it right now. I hope we can get into specifics. I talk later this week, Friday, 10 a.m. with Dave Stoner. Let's see what happens. And now we are going to cross here and we got all the. But now I got a bird up here singing his little head off. Looks like I don't have the light, but I got space. And now I'm going to head down this way. This can't go on forever. So it said. We are in Logan Circle neighborhood. Kind of pretty. Kind of tranquil. One of my old bosses on the government side, Joe Rose, had a house here. I don't know if he still does or not. Joe did a lot of photography, I noticed. Costa Rica. He had a pretty good run, I think, as a government employee. He retired. He was a kind man, I thought. Yeah. So yeah, the Global Tech working for him for a while. Hustling. Yep. They were hustling. And Sonia Jane, who started that company, died of cancer, sadly. But she left her kids a nice inheritance, I believe. I certainly hope so. It's a lot of different characters about character. I was talking to Sophie about character and that we need to have character. I think I am a character, more like a cartoon character often enough. No. Got the small houses here, all wedged in together there. Oh, Pizzoli's Pizzeria. It's open. I probably should get back home, make the turn, see what happens. Check this out. I'm going to turn on O Street, make our way back to the house. I've got to leave about 3:20, so I could walk further, but this has been a nice little random exploration. And we'll see where we end up when we turn on O. I don't really know this neighborhood as well as I might. It's not very far at all. Got about 9 blocks over, 8 blocks to the south. We'll come back up to Divine Circle probably. Charge the phone again. Yeah, nice houses along here, very leafy streets. Left foot into the right foot. I'm gonna get back into the bunker where I was holding forth this morning. Did a couple of tests and did a little bit of writing. My coaching assignment. Been doing more thinking about it than actual work in terms of writing and defining. My top level mission makes no sense to me at all. I don't see any way of monetizing it or making it into a value stream off the top of my head. I may engage some other resources. We'll see. Don't know. This is interesting. Coming up with a sort of diagonal street over here. This can't go on forever. 22. So that's on my mind. This can't go on forever. That everything is sort of running up its limits. Look down there. The passing show, 13th Street. I don't know what's down at the end there, sort of blocking my view. It's one of the commerce buildings or something, probably. Nice little park at the bottom of Logan Circle. I don't know, but I think Joe's house might have been along here. It's diagonal street. What is it? Is it Vermont? Yeah. So we're going to take Vermont south. So I pop across here if I get the opportunity. One cannot live a day on Earth without making some impact on everything else. And I think about that as I'm making my way, and I talk a lot about it. I try to inspire others to think about it as well, to be conscious, awake, and aware. Like the choice to have real gas lights, very atmospheric, and look at the stained glass over the window. Yeah, choices made. All impactful, though. Historic buildings. Yeah, really lovely homes in this area. What you think? Yeah, stately some of them are. The details. Yeah, just look at these details. Architecturally speaking, the age on them. And on it goes. A fitting tribute, Logan Circle Heritage Trail is striving for equality. The fate of a nation, America is the fate of the Negro people. We go up or down together, Mary McLeod Bethune. W.E.B. Du Bois, Bethune, and Walter White attending meetings in San Francisco to organize the United Nations in 1945, 1950. The building here, the National Council of Negro Women, Mary McLeod Bethune Council House, National Historic City. It was headquarters of the National Council of Negro Women in 1943 to 1966. Was founded in 1935 in her nearby apartment. She moved the organization here 8 years later. The building, a National Historic Site, now houses a museum and archive of African American women's history. During the tenure of Dorothy Height, the council's fourth president, NCNW moved to Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest. Bethune founded this school for African American girls in Daytona Beach, Florida in 1904. advocacy on behalf of women and children brought her to national attention in the 1920s and led FDR to name her to his National Youth Administration in 1936. She was a member of FDR's Black Cabinet, prominent African Americans who helped ensure equal access to New Deal jobs, training, and economic assistance, promoted Black federal employment. During World War II, she successfully lobbied Roosevelt to allow African Americans into the Women's Army Corps, and under her leadership, NCNW led blood drives and sold bonds to demonstrate support for the U.S. war efforts. Ironically, from 1908 until 2005, Confederate Memorial Hall, including a veterans retirement home, operated quietly at 1322 Vermont Avenue, 2 doors from the NCNW. That's right over there. Interesting. How interesting. During the lapse and appropriations, this is closed. And on it goes. This government shutdown and appropriations locked up. Some money is being shifted around to keep things on, but, the government shutdown proceeds unabated. The Democrats are not allowing the continuing resolution through due to apparent lack of coverage for renewal of subsidies under Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act are set to expire. And I don't know. We just need to be awake, aware, I think. That's the main thing. Being awake and aware. 1239 Vermont Avenue. It's can't get one. We're almost at 14th Street. This is N Street. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing so, some have entertained angels unaware. I love that. Just watching Wings of Desire lately. Again, revisiting it. A very atmospheric, poetic piece of cinema. Most enjoyable. And there's this awareness in it that we collectively create. So, how shall I go? Straight seems to be a good way. This can't go on forever. But I do like documenting the passing show and choices people are making on the ways of conveyance. Everything is interconnected. The flow of materials. Got an Amazon delivery going on over there. And rough. Somebody has texted me. I don't know what she said. I can't tell. Maybe she's telling me I need to get home. Let's see. See what that message was. Turned off the camera so I can find. Sent me an attachment, Facebook. And Lynn is simply telling me in my next life, I'm coming back with money and looks instead of all these sparkling personality bullshit. All right. I guess she's concerned. So it goes. whole troop of Amazon packages coming out of that UPS truck, apparently. I don't know. I know you're gonna hate this song. Music must fade like the edge of a blade. Oh, yeah. My friend's telling me she's building this incredible Spotify playlist of everything I've actually touched upon to give myself voice. It's interesting to me. Everything is interesting to me. Nothing is permanent. Everything is in flux. But, this can't go on forever. Look at the materials, though. Everything having been put together at some point or another. Nina Foundry Company. Just about all these pieces of cast iron coming out of that foundry. Dirty work. I learned a lot about foundry work when I was in Williamsburg as a tradesman, interpreting the craft of brass and bronze and silver founding. Ah, those were the days. Listening. Look at the jet passing over. High altitude. Streaming. It's all good. I don't know where I am exactly. Yes, I do. 15th Street. This is a part that I have very often crossed. A boat trash gone fast. We're by the embassy of Hungary, and we're being surveilled by its cameras. I was talking to a native of Hungary just yesterday. Had Harriet on as a guest. That was enjoyable. We talked for about an hour, and I probably talked for close to an hour, just rambling along on my walk here with you guys. In two. It's all good. It's all good. Nothing to worry about. It's all good. Massachusetts Avenue. Keep moving. I think we'll cross here to the Darcy. Maybe cross here again. And I think, not mistaken, critical missing character Michael Schneider, 1000 block of Rhode Island, Rutherford Northeast, 60 years old. Last seen 2400 Market Street Northeast. Reported on October 8th. Oh, there we go. I can get across here now safely by the Darcy. They have a Bluestone Lane coffee shop. Part of that hotel chain. Lots of things to think about. Massachusetts, Rhode Island. Here's what it is. Don't care. I mean, do with this song. That's the got to fit it by same. So it's thought coming along by the Australian embassy. They've just recently torn it down and rebuilt it from scratch. A brand new building for the Australians. It's like some newscasting going on there. I don't know. It might be the time for the World Bank to be meeting. I'm not exactly in position to go through that area, but I should check the schedule. It'd be interesting to know what newsworthy event might be happening here. We got DHS presence, DTZ-001, which I presume is the ambassador's car. Other vehicles. Maybe the ambassador from, or the prime minister, who knows, of Australia may be in town or visit. Should look that up, find out if that indeed is what's happening back here. Definitely have the DHS vans out, police presence. And we got a detour up here. We need a detour. U.S. Chancery of the Embassy of the Philippines. Passing that. You never know, you might see it's an eminence front. It's an eminence front. So put on. Won't you come and join the party? Dress to kill. Those are just fragments coursing through my brain that have been shadowing me since 1980 or so, or earlier. I don't know. I pay a lot of attention anymore to the sequence of events. I just notice the flow of people. Yes, people are the mainspring. Have I ever had an original thought? It's a fair question. I the answer to it. It's quite possible I haven't. I'd like to get out of the sun and take this route instead. 17th Street. 17th Street, Massachusetts. That must be the beacon back behind me. So I'm coming up on O Street. I really don't know where I'm going to end up. Could be anywhere. Oh, I can hear the motorcade moving. Let's take a look behind us. See who it is. Just one vehicle? Oh, that's kind of disappointing. One more? No more. Let's go back and look. Lot more. No, not a lot more. It sounded like it was a whole parade. C'est la vie. So we could ask Rock if we've got folks from Australia in town. Sure did look like it. Looked like they were all set up for some head of state. Low level functionary. You're all playing a role. Everybody here has the opportunity to play a role in life and to make an impact and leave a mark. Eyesight to the blind. Tremendous amount of impact these things have. My story, probably ought to tell it. See, we are at P Street. If we could turn here and go up ways on the street at 17th. Must say, my legs are really not doing well. Pulling through, though. Pulling through. One person can make a difference and everyone should try. I think that was a quote, maybe from John F. Kennedy. Can't remember. He was taken out of this life at a fairly young age. And everything just sort of closes up where they were before. Ginkgo fruiting. I don't really notice the smell, but I understand that the smell is just terrible. Attracting flies. And onward. We didn't have power. 50 something percent. So it's kind of a long passing show. Getting a lot of the neighborhood, a lot of my ramblings. Not very coherent right now. Just trying to get some exercise and take you along on the walk. If you happen to be with me still, I haven't really paid any attention to comments. Let's see if there are any. Anybody I need to. Not a lot there. Not a lot of there. Family's artists here, though. I've enjoyed your stuff. And we'll try to keep on amplifying those signals through the noise. I find everybody interesting, you know. Here's the Preston luxury apartments. I don't know how luxury they are, but they say they are. If you have to say it, I'm sure that means you are or aren't. Gorgeous flowers in some of these gardens. I'm almost to 18th Street, so I'm about 3 blocks over from 21st. Keep on keeping on. See some more National Guard up ahead. A pair of them is passing a bus stop. I guess they get their steps in. Truck rentals and leasing. See, I can make it. Have any issues? Tell you one thing, the legs are challenged. It's the Keegan Theater, theater on Church Street. Cat in the Hat, St. Thomas Parish, Episcopal Church. Ripple effects, 16 little touches. It's more about the Keegan Theater there. So mine is mine, and what's yours is yours. So mine is mine, and what's yours is yours. DCU, this must be Swaziland? I don't know. Maybe. Swaziland's embassy. Hugh Street. Northwest. Argentina across the way. Embassy of Argentina's Chancery. Amazon and Whole Foods profit on detention. Local DC bike boycott. freedcproject.org / Amazon is a place to get more information. We'll see if they come, so I'm going to go across New Hampshire. Ah, yes. Made a few mistakes. That's just a few. I made a lot of mistakes. I don't think about it much because what is the point? Yep, not much point. Carry on. It's really what we do is we carry on in spite of, as opposed to because of those things that are happening in the world, of the world. What a march. I have done my walking today. Yeah, I got a decent number of steps in. Didn't even intend on it when I set out. But it is what it is. You never know who might see. So I was like, I gotta hit the showers when I get home, change into the sleep, take Lynn to rest and do this thing. Try to have a good attitude about it. And continue to take me in the passing show for a few more steps. Then get close to home. The neighborhood under a lot of ongoing construction. And the old leg does not like to move this much. But it is what it is. We do what we do. But what you do today? Half measures. We should probably think about half measures for. Like just want to. Oh, daily, daily habits, such as they are being practiced, carefully practiced. So turn on red lighting. So shall I continue up this side? Crossover. Folks at Latamaka dining outside. See car alarm going on over there? Yeah, it's off now. Onward. Nail spa. Bloom is still in the process of closing, apparently. It hasn't closed up yet. Cloverleaf Institute of America. This display uses a smoke machine. That's weird. Huh. A little model of Cloverleaf Highways. It's strange. What have they done with this place now? They've got little pumpkins on display. So they might be changing it over. Turnkey restaurant for sale. Keeper Federal. E72 bus to Mount Pleasant. Yep. Things keep changing. Home base. So the passing show started out right across the street. It's now come full circle, crossing my initial path shortly. Thank you for joining, if you have. And remember, be the change you want to see in the world. Every cent spent is a vote for the kind of world we are co-creating. And you've seen a good slice of the world hereabouts in the course of trekking. You know how many steps we got in, but I could take a look. So we got an ambulance coming up. Before. It's not acceptable. Never a dull moment. Hope all's well. It probably isn't. Now let's take a look, see how many steps we got in on this little jaunt. Okay. Not bad. Only 9,600. Once you move. And that's the way it goes. 9,600. It's only 4.7 miles. Well, that's good enough. And thanks you for joining. It looks like we had up to 19 others looking on. I consider that a win.